At a car event in Poland, a Koenigsegg CCX went out of control during a show run. The driver hit the throttle too hard on a narrow street packed with fans. The rear lost grip, the car slid sideways through plastic water barriers, and crashed straight into the crowd. 17 people were hit, including 2 children. Thankfully, no one died, but several were seriously injured. It's honestly painful to watch drivers do things like this and destroy their own cars. At first, it looks like a small problem, maybe just a tire hitting a curb, but the real damage is hidden underneath. When a car slams a curb that hard, the suspension doesn't just bend, it breaks. Control arms snap, alignment is gone, and even the transmission can take a hit. This isn't a cheap fix. What looked like a small mistake just turned into a massive repair bill. Here's a Corvette that looks calm at first, but things go wrong instantly. As the driver pulls out of the driveway, he gives it too much throttle while the wheels are still turned. With cold tires and low grip, the rear snaps sideways. The car jumps the curb and plows straight into the neighbor's bushes. No speed, no race, just poor throttle control on a residential street. Here's the harsh truth. Money can buy fast cars, but it can't buy skill. Just because someone can afford a track-ready McLaren doesn't mean they know how to drive it. When things go wrong at high speed, reactions matter. If you don't know how to control a slide, the car will control you. Not everyone is built for racing, no matter what's in their garage. Look at his face. That's the exact moment reality hits. The airbags are out, smoke is everywhere, and the damage finally sinks in. Track mode didn't save him. It never does. This is the look of someone realizing their mistake is permanent and expensive. This guy buys his wife a Porsche. Brand new, first day of ownership, and this happens. They're just standing in the driveway when suddenly the car moves forward and crashes straight into a tree. He claims the car started by itself, but yeah, good luck explaining that to insurance. The damage is already done before the license plate even shows up. Broken headlights, smashed bumper, and a very awkward phone call coming up. The Toyota Supra is legendary, but it demands respect. A manual gearbox and big turbo power are not toys. When that turbo kicks in around 4,000 RPM, things happen fast. If your steering isn't perfectly straight, the rear end will step out instantly. That's exactly what happened here. One wrong input, too much throttle, and suddenly the car snaps sideways into the guardrail. Power without control always ends badly. Teen car meets almost always end the same way. Bad decisions and expensive damage. Kids showing off with their dad's car, crowd standing way too close, and zero driving skill. Watch this Mustang lose control and slide toward the sidewalk. Panic braking during a slide is the worst thing you can do. This is how spectators get hurt. We've all seen drivers like this. You're driving normally and suddenly someone blasts past you like it's a racetrack. This Ferrari driver is weaving through traffic like it's a video game. But real life doesn't have reset buttons. One small mistake, one clipped bumper, and now $300,000 worth of carbon fiber is spinning into the median. Speed without awareness is just gambling. A beautiful Lamborghini completely ruined. And for what? Revving the engine while standing still. When you bounce off the rev limiter without airflow, exhaust temperatures skyrocket. Heat builds up fast in the engine bay. Plastic starts melting, fuel lines get stressed, and suddenly, fire. That's how a supercar turns into a bonfire. Showing off for a few seconds can cost you the entire car. That looks like a Chevelle SS, and these cars are known for being wild. Old muscle cars have massive torque and very basic suspension. No traction control, no stability systems, just raw power. Flooring it like this is asking for trouble. One hard throttle input and the rear steps out instantly, and once it starts sliding, it's going straight into the bushes. Classic power, classic mistake. This is total destruction. Fires, smoke, and no saving the car. People argue whether supercars burn like Teslas, but the truth is simple. High-performance machines are dangerous when something goes wrong. Whether it's a lithium battery or pressurized fuel, once a fire starts, it spreads fast. Here we go again. Another driver living out his fast and furious fantasy. He takes the corner too wide, panics, overcorrects, and jumps the curb. Every single time, it ends the same way. Car in a ditch, crowd filming, ego destroyed. Real life isn't a movie, and the stunt budget is coming straight out of your pocket. This isn't a race anyone should be in. A motorcycle versus a truck. The truck has insane torque, and the bike has zero protection. At high speed, even a small wobble on a motorcycle can be fatal. Physics doesn't care about confidence. One mistake here, and the outcome is devastating. This is not a game, this is survival. That Corvette looks amazing until it doesn't. Drifting these cars on public roads is pointless and dangerous. You're burning expensive tires and risking total loss. And eventually it always happens. One bad angle, one misjudgment, and the rear clips something solid. Quick message to supercar owners. Stop flooring it on public roads. These cars have 700 horsepower or more, and street surfaces aren't prepared for that. No grip, no room, no forgiveness. One sudden acceleration and the rear breaks loose. Walls don't move. You will lose traction, and you will lose control. This was supposed to be a flex. Instead, it's a failure. He wanted to impress the crowd and show what the car could do. What he actually showed was how fast ego can outrun skill. Now the car is broken, the crowd is laughing, and the tow truck steals the spotlight. Americans and powerful cars, it's an interesting combination. Is it too much power or just bad driving habits? The floor it and hope method seems very popular. Big engines, heavy cars, and very little patience. That Lamborghini carried way too much speed into that turn. Once momentum takes over, there's no saving it. You can see the driver slamming the brakes, but at that speed, the car just slides. Drifting in the rain, brilliant or brainless. Water turns roads into ice. Add mid-engine balance and big power, and you've got a disaster waiting to happen. Showing off in these conditions almost guarantees a spin. And once it starts, you're doing a full 360 into whatever's nearby. One less Corvette on the road. From the damage, this looks like a serious collision. The entire front end is gone. Either someone pulled out unexpectedly or the driver couldn't stop in time. Either way, speed plus traffic is a bad mix. Watch out, the grills are attacking again. Road debris, loose cargo, or a flying BBQ from a pickup truck. Supercars sit low and they attract everything. One impact at speed can cause serious damage. Sometimes it's not even your fault, but the repair bill is still yours. I love the Audi R8, and this is painful to see. These cars deserve respect. Sudden acceleration, showing off, and ignoring limits always ends the same way. Concrete doesn't care how expensive your car is. This R8 just got a front-end redesign it never asked for. This Ferrari F8 Spider on the Los Angeles freeway is hard to believe. The car is badly damaged, airbags deployed, and body parts dragging on the road. The front left side is completely destroyed, metal scraping loudly against the pavement. What's left here barely looks like a Lamborghini. After a serious fire, the car is completely burned and destroyed. The body is charred, twisted, and unrecognizable. Fire crews had to cut through the remains to make the scene safe. What was once a beautiful supercar now looks like scrap metal. There was nothing left to save. This delivery turned into a nightmare. A rare Aston Martin. 177 is being reversed off a transport trailer. Something goes wrong with the ramps or brakes, and the front scrapes hard against the metal. Carbon fiber grinds loudly on steel. With only 77 of these cars in the world, this mistake just became extremely expensive. On a wet road, Audi's Quattro system shows its strength. The Audi launches cleanly with perfect grip and no drama. The BMW tries to follow but instantly breaks traction. The rear wheels spin wildly, the car fishtails, and the driver has to lift off to avoid spinning out. A clear example of all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive in poor conditions. This one hurts to watch. A supercar rolling off a transport truck is nightmare fuel. Whether the brakes failed or it wasn't secured properly, someone made a huge mistake.